So at the moment, we know of not one, not two, not four, but several new Star Wars games, new exciting Star Wars games in development, which will be releasing in the coming years. Remember, it takes 3 to 5 years to make these kinds of games, so some of them are still a way off, and based on some of this information, it seems like in a few years' time, in that many years, we're going to be seeing an incredible amount of games released, Star Wars games, that is. There's the new LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, which will hopefully come out sometime within the next century, the open world Ubisoft game, Jedi Fallen Order sequel, and a couple others. But there's one new Star Wars game that's flown completely under the radar that we still know next to nothing about, or even what to expect. That game is Star Wars Hunters. What a badass title. You know the game made by Zynga? You might have seen this teaser trailer that's releasing for mobile and Nintendo Switch only? What? It's being called a competitive squad-based third-person arena shooter. But bad news! Oh no! We're gonna have to wait a while longer because Hunters just got delayed. The dreaded D word. It was supposed to come out this year, but it looks like we still have a lot to look forward to here because according to the devs, the game is going great. Whatever that means. That could just be PR talk because, I mean, this is a Star Wars game literally no one asked for. Could be great, could really suck. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. So the official release date for Hunters is still yet to be determined, but Zynga are currently looking at early 2022. At this rate, this thing will still come out before the new LEGO Star Wars. Man, that's a low blow. I gotta stop. They're working on it. It's gonna be amazing. Can't wait. Definitely worth the wait. So all this information comes out of Zynga's latest earnings summary. According to the company, Star Wars Hunters has been hitting key production milestones in development, meaning the game is on track, apart from the fact it's been delayed until next year. However, the game is getting a limited test release, or what's known as a soft launch, within the last 3 months of this year. But that's only happening on mobile, so it's possible that sometime at the end of this year, you'll be able to play Star Wars Hunters on mobile if you're in one of the selected soft launch countries. It'll probably be pretty limited to where it's releasing. But anyway, this is such a weird game, isn't it? The fact it's only being developed for Switch and mobile, like what? It's being called a AAA title, but they're also throwing around terms like hyper casual, which is never a good thing for Star Wars anyway. It basically means it'll be kind of basic and minimalistic in ways and, you know, kind of open for anyone to pick up and start playing easily. There's no real learning curve. I think we all know that this isn't going to be the next big Star Wars shooter, but we'll hopefully take a lot of inspiration from games like Overwatch and Team Fortress 2, class-based, squad-based arena shooters, if you can call them. I guess they're kind of that, you know. The devs went on to say the Star Wars Hunters multiplayer, action-oriented, cross-platform gameplay is generating exceptionally positive initial feedback. So it's good behind the scenes, apparently. I mean, they're not going to say it's bad though, are they? Imagine that, a company coming out before the game releases being like, yeah, you know, it's an okay game. It's testing averagely and we expect it to sell okay. I think it's really cool this thing is cross-platform though. Definitely something all multiplayer games should have nowadays, that feature. And they're also building on this momentum by creating new features and modes within the game. We got a bit of info on what modes will actually be in the game, which I'll get to in a sec, but it looks like they're doing more testing and refining the game at the moment before releasing it to the public. They said the game is doing really well, but we'd like to get it into test and see what we hear and learn, and then, you know, implement that into the game before they released it to the public. So one thing that does have me a little concerned is that this will be Zynga's first ever game to release on Switch. It's their first like big title, which they've kind of addressed during the earnings call. They were asked about different development costs for cross-platform games. They said it's hard to test launch a Switch game, for example, versus an Android or an iOS game where you can really break it down by region or a specific country. I think that's talking about who's actually playing the game and how different regions and audiences are reacting to the game. But they also said they wouldn't want to ever release a title across multiple platforms and not have cross-play as a feature, which is good because they're also looking at developing more Star Wars games in future, which I'll get to also in a sec. So why was this thing delayed? Why the delay? Well, it's partly due to the pandemic, which has slowed production of literally everything except toilet paper. Abundance of that nowadays. Remember when everyone was like warring over that? But the delay also has to do with Apple Apple changing the way privacy works, which affects in-game ads targeted at mobile gamers. So Zynga have first had to work out some kinks before rolling out more games and making more and releasing them. Now, one thing I just realized is that the CEO of Zynga, Frank Gibbo, was actually the executive vice president of EA Mobile up until 2016. He actually worked at EA for 23 years before moving on to Zynga. So what I'm trying to say is he definitely would have had something to do with the creation of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And I'm not sure this means anything, not sure this would influence anything about this new game or whatever, but there you go. A bit of EA background and EA mobile gaming background. I'm sure you have your own opinion about this game, about Galaxy of Heroes, and about Star Wars mobile gaming in general, which is kind of, apart from this game, non-existent right now. So what should you expect from Star Wars Hunters? Well, it's supposed to be a game with console quality. Well, that's what they're saying about it. AAA, competitive squad-based third-person shooter, developed in Unreal Engine 4. The maps apparently will have choke points and potentially a payload-style mode. So that's, you know, Overwatch inspired in some ways. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention, it's free to play. Anyone can pick this up, but of course we'll have microtransactions. But they're saying they value balance for both paying and non-paying players. So in-game purchases will likely only be for cosmetics. It's supposed to be, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, I guess, you know, a Fortnite or a Apex Legends. All right, one other thing that has me really, you know, concerned about this game, I find really strange about this game, is the fact it won't have any known Star Wars characters. No pre-existing Star Wars characters or locations, I'm pretty sure, are going to appear in this game. Like, for example, you won't be able to play as Boba Fett, but you will be able to play as a Mandalorian. You won't be able to play on Tatooine, but it'll be like a sandy planet. But it's like they're trying to avoid it being Star Wars. I don't know. Imagine that. Hey guys, let's build a Star Wars game, but we need to make sure it's not Star Wars. Like, it's not the Star Wars we know. It's Star Wars in the Star Wars universe, but a different alternate Star Wars universe. What are they doing? The game is set after the fall of the Empire, and you'll be able to select from a diverse cast of new characters, including daring bounty hunters, heroes of the rebellion, and Imperial stormtroopers. So I guess it's set around the time of the Mandalorian, right? It aims to capture the spirit of Star Wars with all new characters and Star Wars-inspired locations. It draws inspiration from classic Star Wars stories and settings, but with a look and feel that is different from anything we have done before. So what they're basically saying is, they're making a Star Wars game that's not Star Wars. What does this mean? Also, it's been hinted that Zynga also have more Star Wars games coming up. They're working on more behind the scenes. So if Hunters is successful, hopefully they'll also look to make more cross-platform console standard titles. They've struck up a deal with Disney though, and there's more coming. And as that's the case, in 4 or 5 years' time, we could be getting back to the LucasArts days of multiple Star Wars games released per year. With EA still working on a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, Ubisoft working on their open world game, there's a new Lego Star Wars, and probably even so much more considering the Star Wars gaming license will no longer be exclusive to EA in a couple years. Lucasfilm Games seem to only just be getting started with Star Wars gaming. Their long-term plans are huge, and just like in 2022, how we're getting the Bad Batch Season 2, Mando Season 3, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, pretty sure I'm missing something else, in maybe 2024 or 2025, I think we'll be seeing the same thing happen in Star Wars gaming. No more content gaps, no more periods of time where we're not playing any Star Wars games. It's going to be abundant. So, do you think you'll play Star Wars Hunters? Are you looking forward to it? Will you take anything at this point? Will you play anything they give you? Jar Jar Binks Simulator, please. Seriously, I would make this. Stun Gungan, am I right? Let me know in the comments. And for more Star Wars and Star Wars gaming, watch one of these videos here, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and join my Discord for the latest Star Wars gaming news, updates, funny stuff, whatever you need, whatever you want in your daily life. And thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.